we've integrated in this social impact aspect into our company because we know that the money without the soul really is anti what the plant is about. So we're really listening to the plant in many ways by including in this social component of hiring, mentorship, training for returning citizens, throughout our company. At least what we want to get to is at least 25% of our employees are returning citizens. And really, the real goal in terms of our returning citizens is, quite frankly, a returning citizen replaces me and my co-founder as the heads of this company. I mean, that really is the ideal. That to me is a total win, right? I mean,
right.
In addition to, of course, high returns for our investors, but it's also, really, if that happens, I mean, this is a slam dunk.
Right. And just to clarify here, I know you mentioned it earlier and with our conversations, but by returning citizen, you're meaning formerly incarcerated citizens, correct?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, formerly incarcerated individuals. So we hire, if you have been to jail, if you have a record, we believe fundamentally that if you have served your time, you should not be required to relive the time that you've served. And what do I mean by that? Unfortunately, in this country, when a person is released from prison, they basically have to relive that trauma of being in prison time and time again, right? In terms of interviews, in terms of lack of access to voting rights and things of that nature. So we look at this and say, if you have served your time, you have done, I don't want to say your duty, but you have served your time in the proper fashion, and you wish to move on from that portion of your life, then we believe we should provide a platform, and we believe others should as well. But we believe we will do through example versus just saying, having press releases. We believe that you should have a second chance. You should have the ability to move on and move your family, your community forward with a good paying job that can provide skills training, mentorship, etc. Now we don't do this solely on our own. We do this with partners, right? We do this with Goodwill of Delaware, who is one of our staffing services, right? Staffing service providers. They have programs in-house where people are given life skills, right? Because unfortunately, what most people don't understand is when you go to prison, life kind of stops, right? Everybody else's life continues on, but your life really stops. And so there takes some time to get reacclimated. And we built all those processes into our partnership with, or us working with different partners like Goodwill of Delaware, in order to make certain that, we set people up to win. Because, what's the use in giving a person a second chance when you set them up to fail, right? I mean, that's just,
right.
It sounds like a horrible PR campaign or something like that.
Right, and then you make them wear a scarlet letter, right? I mean,
yeah,
everywhere
exactly.
They go, they can't do this, they can't do that. In many states, they can't vote, right? And
right.
It's extremely hard. It's extremely hard to get any sort of a, let's say, living wage job. Something
Yes.
that's not just sitting on some sort of a factory line and just plug this
right.
and that or whatever it may be.
Right.
My guess would be, and this is probably something you should definitely look at. My guess would be the recidivism of the employees that you have that get gainful employment with you. Probably got to be really low, as far as getting incarcerated.
Yeah. So there's a stat I read recently that within the first year of being released from prison, if a returning citizen does not have employment opportunity, they're 85% likely to go back into the prison system. 85%, right? So you can see the need of that. But so my interest has always been in economics. I majored in economics. I went to Oberlin College, and then I went and got my MBA from Cornell. the reason why I bring that up is what people a lot of times don't see of how the impact of one individual on a community is there's a multiplier effect, right? That one person bringing home a livable wage significantly can impact at least three or four people, not businesses. This is just people, right? And that could be their immediate family, right? But then if you even take it a little bit further, that one person having a living wage can affect 4 or 5 different businesses. So that means, you're out there shopping for groceries more often, right? You're buying potentially a little bit more than what you might need, or you're buying what you need, from the different shops. You're transacting. There's commerce happening through this multiplier effect.
Right.
So we look at it as every individual that we employ, we're not just helping them out. We're helping their families out. We're helping, their community out. And so we really take it like that. Anytime we hire someone, which, just recently we hired our first full-time employee, which we're very, very excited about, also a returning citizen. We see it as, well, we're not helping that person. We're helping, their community, their family, et cetera, et cetera. And so that's what really juices us. Yes, the industry, yes, the opportunity within the industry, all those things are very important to us. I do not wish to say they're not. But really it's that multiplier effect and what that does for the communities and economically for, quite frankly, places that have been detrimentally affected by the war on drugs, or you could call it the failed war on drugs, et cetera. So I know I covered a couple of things there, but
right.
We really take this to heart. This is the plant, the hiring, our people. This is all part of our passion. This is all part of our mission to do well by doing good, and really do well by doing good in an area that has been, to use your terms, Matt, has just been neglected. It was suppressed for too long, and now we're at the forefront of it. So, or now we're at the beginning stages of this new opportunity.